Good morning and welcome to the DFS Army YouTube channel. I'm Razzle11 and you can find me on X at Razzle11Grinds. Here to take a look at some pitching for today, the 18th of June. It is Thursday. We do have just 9 games to worry about today. 4-game day slate, 5-game main slate. Not a whole lot. I think weather should be fine, so we can just jump right in. Reminder, this is a first look, and I will be looking at DraftKings as that is where a majority of my action is. If you do play in FanDuel, cut my pool in half or so. Pricing isn't quite as tight. You don't have to be as creative. It allows you to get stacks you want with an upper tier-ish pitcher. Uh, yeah, there's some names. This early slate, I was looking at it before I started to record, and I think every pitcher is in play on this slate. It's not that every pitcher is going to dominate and we're not going to see any runs scored, even though I do think there's a route to that happening. I just think that each pitcher in his own right is viable. Uh, Makes the slate a little bit more unique if you're an MMEer. You kind of have to decide on who you're going to go overweight on, who you're going to go underweight on. Maybe there's somebody in here that you can fade, like Parker Messick, maybe. Sonny Gray, maybe. But I think for me, like the top 2 options on the slate are going to be Joe Ryan, even though I prefer him when he's pitching at home. But that Texas lineup just looks so weak. And then Shane Drohan. Cleveland's been atrocious over the last week and a half. Add in all the injuries and the guys they're missing against left-handed pitching. They've been very bad, especially without J-Ram. Drohan's not anything but consistent and a lock. He's actually been pretty rough all season long. So that's a worry there because he does allow base runners. There is upside in his arm and his ability. Really, I'm just banking on the matchup. It does kind of feel gross. Like his presumed ceiling is, I guess, nowhere near anybody else on this slate, really, because he's not done it before at the major league level. But the matchup is just dictating this so much. Jack Leiter struggled the last couple. He's normally best when he's at home. So I think there's some upside. Problem is like Buxton and Royce Lewis and Josh Bell. These guys are kind of on fire. Victor Caratini, I think, has looked pretty decent recently. It's a Twins lineup that shouldn't be as good as they are offensively. Uh, so at some point they are going to regress. But Leiter's one of those guys that, I mean, could really make or break the slate, to be honest. Shane Baz, a couple of rough first starts in a row. Strikeouts are way down. Taking on a Seattle squad that can strike out plenty. Kyle Bradish absolutely dominated them last night. I think it's a good spot for Baz, but I do have a little bit of a worry. Bradish and Baz back to back. Feels like Seattle could feed off of that. Kind of depends on what kind of Seattle lineup puts out there. Obviously, without a Rosarena, it weakens the lineup. If Naylor and Rayleigh are out again, that definitely weakens it as well and increases my intrigue in Shane Baz. Savage has had a couple rough starts in a row. He's been at his best when on the road. Uh, so he does kind of fit in. It's a great hitting environment in Boston today, so it is a little tougher. Um, I really don't like the walks that have been going on with Savage. Strikeouts have been down, walks up. That's a huge issue. He has plenty of upside. Absolutely dominated the Yankees a month ago, so we know it's there. 20 fantasy points against Boston the first time he faced them in Toronto. Not many strikeouts though. Um, Savage does feel like one of those guys I might go underweight on, along with Sonny Gray and maybe Jack Leiter, Parker Messick for sure. I don't even know what his ownership number looks like, but I'm just not really interested in picking on Milwaukee with a pitcher right now. As I mentioned with Sonny Gray, he's got a matchup that is not the best for him. Like there's not a whole lot of K upside since Toronto does not strike out at all. Overall, he's been really good in this ballpark. Problem is he just doesn't rack up strikeouts. Like just 16 and a half fantasy points per game or per start, and that's with getting 4 wins in his 6 starts. So it's kind of tough, but still, um, he has not allowed more than 3 earned runs in this ballpark at all this season. In fact, like 2 of his 3 worst starts on the year came against the Twins. Um, there's probably enough upside. The more I look at it, the more I think I probably want to play Sonny Gray more than you Savage in that game. But there's some Toronto bats that have actually been heating up. Kind of let me down a little bit last night. I was pretty high on them, but uh, I think they can come back and do it again. But still, Sonny Gray has been pretty good pitching in Boston. Brian Wu, coming off of back-to-back pretty bad starts. Last one was against this Baltimore squad. That's obviously an issue, but we've seen uh, Logan Gilbert absolutely dominate him. I don't remember George Kirby's final stat line from last night, but over the last month and a half, we've seen Wu with 30-plus fantasy point performances. Another one that was really close. So the upside is there. So I think Wu is somebody that you probably should force yourself to be overweight on today. Parker Messick started out the season really well. Come down to earth a little bit. Plus, as much as I normally would like left-handed pitching against Milwaukee, I just don't really feel like using pitching against them unless there's some, big strikeout upside arm that can offset allowing a couple of runs. Uh, both catchers for the Brewers, Andrew Vaughn, Churio, are hitting left-handed pitches pretty well, especially Sanchez at the catcher position. But Vaughn and Churio, a couple of my favorite bats. Joe Ryan, like I mentioned, I prefer him at home, but the lineup is just so nice for him to face. So I think Joe Ryan's going to be one of my highest owned. Switching over to the main slate, we do have a 5 game main slate. We get Soriano. I don't remember what his issue was. Some chest tightness and sore legs. It's kind of a weird thing. He had a pretty good start, even though that he had been going on a rough stretch after his hot start to the season. The regression kind of showed up a little bit. Just 76 pitches in that start, but really strong against the Tampa Bay squad that continues to put up some runs or get on base, etc. Um, it's a volatile spot in Sacramento, but there's a lot more K upside in this matchup. Uh, he was pretty solid against them earlier this season, 21 fantasy points, 25 if he could have got the W. Things kind of line up pretty good. Uh, Definitely has to be in play. Ryan Weathers, a couple of rough ones in a row, 3 of them, like 4 out of the last 5 have been pretty rough. Strikeouts are still there, but it's super volatile. Um, I think he has more K upside than like Rodon did last night, but or 2 nights ago. I don't remember. Rodon was yesterday. The week just runs together now, but uh, I think he's more volatile than that. And I think Rodon gave up a 3 run homer to Colson Montgomery. Um, Obviously, this ballpark can have some bad things happen quickly, really. He has been better at home, though, so that's nice to see. He does give up some home runs. You know, maybe 1.7 per 9 at home, 1.6, something like that. Strikeouts are still strong. Walk rate drops significantly when at home as well. Landon Raup in Atlanta. I did happen to see some early ownership looks, and it looks like his ownership number is through the roof. If that's the case, he's somebody I'm going to fade. I'm still leaning towards the fade right now. Gauge jump, talented young arm, huge K upside in this matchup. It's a dangerous matchup. The Angels have a lot of right-handed bats with power, and it is this ballpark where offense can happen. With that said, I think Gauge jump is super interesting for GPPs. Somebody I will gladly get overweight on. Aaron Nola, probably not somebody I'm overly interested in. Not that like I fear the Mets offense. In fact, I've been using pitching against the Mets probably more than I even should. But I just don't know if Aaron Nola is somebody I want to rely on. Does have some decent start this season, but 2 runs or more allowed in 7 straight starts now, and 11 of his last 12. It's just not a guy I want to trust. Noah Cameron, coming off of a rough performance, taking on a St. Louis squad that is obviously a little bit dangerous. Um, Being left-handed might help him a little bit in that matchup. I think he's somebody I'm probably using, but I'm probably hoping to not have to go severely heavy on. That last performance was pretty rough against Houston, just one strikeout in 4 1/3. He had been really strong, so there's always a chance for a bounce back from him. Sean Burke taking on the Yankees. I don't think I'm going to get there. The Yankees kind of waking up right now. He's given up 2 home runs in each of the last 2 starts, 5 walks in each of those as well. Uh, just trends that I don't like coming into this ballpark against that offense. Martin Perez, throwing the ball really well. Sub 3 ERA. I think he's been DFA'd twice this year. Keeps coming back. Problem is like he just doesn't have a ton of raw upside. Uh, Despite a 2.9 ERA, like his strongest performance is 21.6 DK points. Just 2 starts over 19 DK points. So upside's capped. But I mean, he did strike out 10 against Miami, so maybe his upside's greater because he can eliminate a few runs, and all of a sudden he skyrockets. Didn't even pick up the win in that one. Uh, but Martin Perez, somebody that I'm going to utilize. I don't mind picking on San Francisco. I know they got to um, Ritchie early last night, but I think Martin Perez probably a pretty good job at limiting it. And since we don't have a ton of slam dunk pitching options, Martin Perez makes a lot of sense. Sean Manaea, I'm probably getting to Sean Manaea. Looked good last start. Philly, dangerous offense, but being left-handed probably helps him in the matchup a little bit. I'm not sure what his career numbers are against Philly. That's something I'm definitely interested in looking into. But he did get stretched out to 84 pitches after being in the mid 60s for 4 appearances. Uh, so he probably should be pretty good to probably be in the mid 80s again. I think there's upside for him tonight. Liberatore, I don't think I'm going to get there. Kansas City doesn't really strike out all that much. Um, he's not a big K guy. He did have those back-to-back starts with 9 and 10 strikeout. The 10 against Milwaukee just blows my mind. But um, he's just not all that intriguing to me. I think I'd rather play Noah Cameron in the same game, which probably doesn't make me feel all that much better about myself, but still, it's kind of where I'm at. But there we have it. There's our first look at the pitching options on the slate. If you enjoyed our review, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, turn the notification bell on, get the alert anytime we drop videos here at DFS Army. If you want to join us, get access to our coaches, tools, sheets, Discord, etc. I will drop links in the description below. You can use promo code RAZ, that's RAZ, for 10% off any MLB package, or Best Ball 2026 for 20% off any NFL or VIP Core 4 membership. The Core 4 membership does include baseball. Um, so check that out. That is our best coupon code offer right now. That is for the life of your membership. If you want to check out our merch store, there's a link in the description below. You can check out my design and some of the other stuff that we have going on. Hit my comments. Let me know what you think about pitching today. Just 9 games to worry about. Uh, any big stances you're taking? I mean, I think I'm going to take a big stance with Sean Manaea. And I kind of threw up thinking about that, but it is what it is. Maybe a big stance with Shane Drohan. Yeah, like I never thought I would say those words this season. Shane Drohan and Sean Manaea are my stances. But that's where we're at. Anyways, appreciate you guys checking it out. Best of luck, everybody.